Hello, everyone, and welcome to Power Hour. I'm Laura Rogers. This is Joelle Jobson, and today's topic is going to be SharePoint page agents in Copilot. And we're also going to talk about the new workflow agent in Copilot. So since both of those are fairly short, simple concepts, I figured we'd throw them all into one Power Hour. And there's also a new app builder in Copilot too. So we'll probably do that in another show though. So welcome to Power Hour. All right, so if you have a Microsoft 365 Copilot license, you might have noticed we have a few different little agents that start appearing, and you'll see kind of new things there almost every day, and updates and changes almost every day when you're in Copilot. So you have a panel down the left side that has all these agents. So the agents for researcher and analyst came out a few months ago. Those have been out there a while, but it's like a rapid pace now, especially since now Microsoft announced a few of these at Ignite. They're just appearing like crazy, and there's just all these new, cool, interesting agents to help us collaborate easier and get our jobs done more efficiently, and they're really, really helpful. So this first one we're talking about today is the SharePoint page agent, and it is going to let you use a prompt to create a SharePoint page. Now, we did do a separate Power Hour where we did create a SharePoint page from within SharePoint with prompts. And that's different than this. So this is basically you're just in Copilot doing this. And so there's some capabilities that I'll talk about that Microsoft talked about that aren't quite in there yet, that are going to be, and I'll talk about how it's gonna, potentially make your life and your day much easier, especially if, think about it, if you're just in there in Copilot and doing and starting your day from Copilot and doing everything you do. If you're doing your whole day in Copilot, then it's easy to just jump into these agents to get your work, to help get your work done. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Joelle and I both have we have Microsoft 365 Copilot licenses at work, and so we both just kind of we make it a point to try all these out, and especially because it does make your life easier to be able to do these and use them and make things more efficient. So let me see, screen share. All right, here's Copilot. So this is where, and if you'll notice, when you start your day going to office.com, if you ever went to that main screen, now if you type office.com, you'll end up here. And this is now and also if you type Microsoft365.com, this is how you can get to this page, but this is now just the main landing page for Microsoft 365, whether or not you have an M365 Copilot license. So it just looks slightly different if you have the license or not. So if you don't have it, you're probably not going to see all these built-in agents and some of the extra capabilities that you have for this. So this one I do obviously have that license. So this is what I'm going to start with right here. It's the SharePoint page agent. So what you can do is you're going to be able to create new pages from scratch using descriptive prompts. And you can create the page from here. And in the future, you're going to be able to not only create the page from here, but make iterations from within Copilot as well. So right now it's still it's creating the page, but I'll show you how what you can start doing with it. So let's see, create a page that shows the progress and outline of our new Power BI course. This is something that I'm in the progress of working on. Yeah, Power BI, progress and outline of our new Power BI course. So this is content that exists in the tenant already. These are files that I've already been working on. So I want to create a SharePoint page that's going to highlight how that's coming along, and we'll see what it does. So first of all, it's gonna ask me one or two questions, and it's definitely gonna ask you questions before it just creates the page. It's gonna give you a draft. So here's my draft that it's giving me. It's got an overview, current progress. I don't have anything about DAX in there, so I think it made that up. But, and then we've got some things that, the parts that I haven't gotten to yet. So here's some of the outline and next steps. So some of this, I feel like it got it from my files, but some of it, I feel like it just got it off the internet. Now, another thing you can do is when you're doing prompts, you can add content to it. So you can add, kind of what do you want it to reference when you do that. So I can say add work content, and then it's going to have like, let's see, where's my Power BI? Power BI Power User. So that's the course that I've been working on. And then use this as a reference. And that way it makes it more accurate. Because again, I noticed that a few things in there made me realize that it was just getting information off the internet and not necessarily tapping into my data. So now it's using that as a resource, and now it's got like more accurate information about what the modules are, etc. So this is its draft for what the page is going to look like. Would you like me to add a section for learner resources and FAQs, or include screenshots from the Power BI user presentation? Ooh, yes, I would like both. And so again, it's going to go through a few iterations of just showing what it's going to look like here in the Copilot interface before it actually creates the page. So here's the fully updated page draft. It's going to have learner resources. It's got basically like some Power BI resources, and then it's got, again, this is something I think it made up, and then some frequently asked questions. And also we did a separate Power Hour about the FAQ web part, which is a Copilot web part where you could point it to a file and it generates an FAQ for you. So, and the cool thing about that one is that all the end users looking at that web part on the page don't all have to have a Copilot license, but it still can be generated using Copilot, the person that puts the web part on the page. Okay, so next step, select a SharePoint site to save this page. So show my recent. So then it's going to decide where in SharePoint do I want it to create this page. So it's going to figure out what SharePoint sites I've been working on recently, and it's going to give me a lovely little drop-down box. So now this is a site that I created when I was trying out that app builder agent. So I'll just put it in there and confirm. And now that I've told it what site, it's just going to go create the page. And then it'll give me a link to the page. And that's the end. And done. Okay, so your SharePoint page draft, blah, 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 it's ready. And so I can confirm it and click the card below. Now, notice that this card, it doesn't have there's sort of like a little square icon towards the top right that it's going to have when you have the ability to open it kind of side by side in this window. So that's the part that I've seen in some Microsoft demos, and that's the part that's not in the product yet. But once you have that little sort of a square icon towards the top right of this card and you click it, it will open another panel on the right side. And then you're typing prompts and watching it edit the page all kind of in one interface. But I'm just going to go ahead and click the link. And it takes me to my new page. And from here, again, so we have the ability to edit the page using Copilot just directly on the page. And we did a power hour about that. But we also have, again, the thing that isn't in here yet is the ability to open this page up side by side and have it let me make iterations just still using the same prompt. So that's the part that's missing. All right, so I'll just look at it. That's lovely. Okay, keep it. And then from there, it's just going to be up to me. Now I've got this zoomed way in. That's why it's gigantic. From there, it's going to be up to me to, if I want to make adjustments to it using AI. So it's got this little design ideas thing that we, again, talked about in another power hour, where it lets me go pick kind of if I want to make parts of this look different. No, I don't like that. Let's see. This one. Let's see. Give it a little alternating, like some different color there. Frequently asked questions. And again, I could use the FAQ web part, and I could actually put that instead of these questions that it had added for me. So that I could point the FAQ web part at that specific training content. All right, and then it's just got, let's see, next steps. I'll give it a lovely little, like a different color here. And there we go. So there's my page. It's all ready, and I can publish it. And go. Okay, so editing all the sections from here is just going to be a matter of using those same, you're not in Copilot anymore. You're just going to, you can use these little AI, add sections with AI using a prompt here. Create a section about, let's see, I already have a section about next steps. People working on this. Let's see if it knows. It's probably just me. I'm the one working on the files. So let's see. But again, that's something that's from there on, it's just done in SharePoint. So do we have any questions from anybody so far? Okay. Okay, so see, it says meet the Power BI course team. So this is a couple of us. So it's got a people picker, and I'm like, sure, yeah, add it to the page. Great. And then it's got meet the Power BI course team. And let's see if it can make that look nicer. Ooh, that's really pretty. Okay. Okay. So that's really the gist of what that page agent does. It will create the page for you, at least right now, and then it will let you, once you're on that page, well, of course, you're doing iterations here in Copilot, and then once you're on the page, you can use Copilot on the page to add other sections. So that is how it works. Let's try like one more. Let's see. I'm going to see. Create another page, create one more, and then go back to SharePoint Page Agent. So now it's showing me my history of different pages that I've created. There's the Power BI project updates, and then I can do a meeting recap. I can do customer brief. So, think about things that have been going on with your customers. Draft a page summarizing a certain topic. I'll do this. I'll say summarizing recent insights, discussions, or finding related to Power Automate. There. Let's see what it comes up with. So this is going to look for information about Power Automate, and I didn't give it any specific content. It's just going to look, to see what's going on with insights about Power Automate. All right, so it's basically just giving me some general information and just some basics, just fundamentals about Power Automate. So it does show that it knows that I have a Power Automate advanced training course. And it's also just talking about a couple of extra things like its integration with Power Apps. So then I can say, then it's going to ask you more questions. Would you like me to propose an outline? etc., etc. I'll just say create the site. And then it's going to go through that same process of asking me which site that I want to create it from. And then every site has a library called Site Pages, so it just knows that's the library to create that site on. So I'll go ahead and just select that same site, and then it's creating the page. All right, so I'll give it a couple more seconds and see what that looks like. I like the way it uses emojis for literally everything. Okay, so then it's got, here's my new page, and it's going to take me to show me the page and then ask me to go ahead and publish it. It's pretty fast. All right, look at all that. It's lovely. Keep it. And then I can go ahead and publish it. It says my internet connection is slow. That's weird. Okay, so that was the SharePoint page agent. Now, let me switch back over. Okay, so that was the SharePoint page agent, and it's pretty simple. You just write a prompt and you answer a few questions, and it creates a SharePoint page for you, and then you can edit it in just on the SharePoint page, make some color changes like I did. The next topic is going to be the workflows agent. So we'll talk about how you can use the workflows agent to create, using prompts, create a workflow. And the only way to edit these workflows is via prompt. So this is very different than what you're used to, because when you go to Power Automate and you use this prompt to create a flow, it actually creates a flow that is then an editable flow. Well, this workflow agent's different. It is just only edited via prompt, and it only exists in that Copilot interface where your agent is. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, all agents. All right, so again, so on this agents thing, I just clicked all agents. So here's my agent store. This app builders one that I'm going to do just have its own power hour for. I'll do that separately, but this workflows one is the one I'm referring to. And you have a look at all how interesting all these look. I really want to just kind of click and try all these out and just kind of see what they are. But I'm going to focus on workflows agent now. So if you have never used it before, it's going to have a little add button. But if you have already used it, it's just going to say open. And now I'm on workflows. And let's see, do I have the ability to pin these? Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I can pin it so that it's going to show over here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so now workflows is, I can just quickly get to it like this. Okay, so it shows me any workflows I've already created, and it shows me just, get started by describing, what you want to do with your prompt. So I'm going to say, let me see. I'm going to build a workflow for document approval. That's a pretty big ask. I'll just say, not the marketing library, I'll just say the policies. Okay. Let's see if it can do this. Let's see. So what it's going to do is it starts creating this workflow. So the workflow is going to be showing on the right side, and that's your panel. So think about what I mentioned about the page agent, how it will have a panel on the right where you are still writing prompts and it edits the page as you write prompts. Well, that is similar to what this is. This is that panel on the right that I was referring to. So the workflow cannot be triggered directly by a new file upload. But SharePoint connector is not currently supported for triggers. So let's see. Here are the different triggers it's letting me know that I can do. And I'll just say schedule to check for new. So it's kind of interesting as you dig into these other kind of ways to do workflows. They all have their various different limitations and different capabilities. So a lot of the time it's just a matter of talking to it and figuring out what it's capable of. And you just do that by typing prompts. So now you can see it started creating the workflow. So this is it over on the right side, just building that workflow and building all the actions. So it's getting files from this library. It's going to go get the manager. None of these are clickable. Like this interface over on the right side is not clickable. You're just editing it with this prompt editor over here on the left. So it says your workflow is set up to run on a daily schedule. It's going to check the policy library, find the manager, start an approval process, and then it says it runs once a day. Do I need to customize the schedule, filter for only new, or add additional notifications? Let's see. So it's also, you can see that it's got the icons of the different, the same icons that you see in Power Automate for those specific actions. So do I know, let's see, let me go to my policies library. This is the Policy Center where we've done a few demos where we created a bunch of company policies. And I want to make sure that it knows this is the library to look at. Use this. Use this as the policy library. So I know that I've done a lot of different demos about policies. So I could have like 5 different policy libraries in SharePoint. So I just want to make sure that it knows. All right, so the workflow will now use the shared documents library here as the policy library. And if you want to continue to customize it, just let me know. So again, you don't customize it over here. You customize it on the left. So here, now I need to tell it to delete number 2. And so that's how you edit it. You just give it prompts for every single thing that you want to do. So if I want to say, so it's got get the manager, it's got start approval, after approval, set file as approved. Let's see if it can do that. Now, the key is for me to go upload something. Let's see, I've got, this file that I have that's on my desktop that I have been using for the notes for this Power Hour. So I'm going to take that file, and it's called Copilot Agents Demo. And I'm going to upload that to here. So now it's uploaded. So here's my new file. So now I need to run that flow to double check and see if it's actually going to work. Okay. Oh, it's not going to update. So it doesn't have an update action. So it's basically going to let me run an approval, but it's not going to be able to update the status in SharePoint. Okay. So I save when I'm ready. And then I have a couple of tabs up here. I have the ability to save my flow. I have the ability to test my flow. It's going to be a button over here. And then I have the workflow and then the workflow's activity. So now that I've saved my workflow, let's see if it's actually running. Let me see if it's actually getting new files. Ooh, yeah. Let's see if it goes and gets that file that I just uploaded to the library. Now, as you know, this is a brand new product, and this is a live demo that I'm testing, so I literally don't know what it's going to do. So we'll just see. And also, kind of all these limitations, it's not obvious. You don't have a user interface to click to look to see what all the actions are. You're just asking it for different actions and different capabilities. And as it arrives at something that it can't do yet, it's just going to let you know. So there isn't a way to just click and say, list all the triggers or list all the actions. All right, so the policies library cannot be found. Oh, okay. So that is, let me see, I'm gonna have to go edit my policy, the documents library. So this library is called documents. So when I told it policy library, this library is literally called documents. It's not called policy. So the policy library is called. So update number 2. So if you're used to using a Power Automate interface to simply click and change settings of each action, if you're used to doing that, because that's easy, you just know exactly where to click and exactly how to change it, it is a little frustrating to have to describe every change. But if you think about it through, let me save this. If you think about it as, think about somebody that's using Copilot here that doesn't necessarily have any experience in Power Automate, and they're trying to create a workflow just not necessarily knowing anything about what all the actions are, how to set them up. This is a nice, easy interface that just lets you use natural language. So now, of course, I've got an error. So again, you can't click on any of these to edit them. So I am not going to worry about troubleshooting errors right now, but I'm going to go back and go to my workflows, just that little main interface here. I'll just save it. See if it lets me save it. I'll just refresh the page. Okay, let's see. What do y'all think about that? That's pretty interesting, right? It's it's getting there. It's getting there. And again, it's brand new, so it's got, some little nuances to it. Let me just click away and go back. So let's see. Weekly project update. You can get it to send an email with a weekly project update. You can get your planner tasks. Each morning, review all my planner tasks that are in progress or not started. And then, ooh, yeah, I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get it to create this workflow that finds all my planner tasks for me. And so what it's going to do is send me an email every morning letting me know what all my planner tasks are. And of course, planner tasks have built-in reminders as well. So this is just going to go find them everywhere that they are, everything that's assigned to you, and give you an email summary. So just when you're thinking about ways to use this, you definitely want to start simple because it's new and it's got pretty simple basic capabilities. But also think about things in your day that take you a few clicks, that are a little maybe inefficient, things that you have to go click over to Planner to look at this, then you have to go find this email over here, and then you have to, so think about things that are inefficient, that are wasting your time. And those are going to be things that you can kind of hone in, and Copilot's going to be able to help you with those. So it says your workflow is set up. It made some assumptions about what time it's going to run, etc. And yeah, it went ahead and created it for me. So I'll go ahead and save that. And when I save it, I'll see if it goes ahead and triggers itself. Okay. Oh no, something went wrong. Okay, well, like I said, it's brand new. So I do have one that it runs every morning and it sends me an email summary of all my meetings for the day. And that one works. And I do receive that every single morning. So that's, again, something simple that you can, it's going to just send you a message that has, and mine sends it in a chat message that just has a list of all my meetings for the day. And I just receive that every morning. Of course, I could go look at my calendar as well, but it's just one of those things, just kind of ways to make your life more efficient, to be able to just have that presented to you at a glance. So again, these are not the easiest to troubleshoot because when it gives an error, you have no way of knowing what the error is or how to fix it. So yeah, that's another fun challenge. So this is again, these are brand new, but this is something to look forward to when it comes to making your life more efficient. So let me go back to this list of all the agents. We'll cover App Builder in another Power Hour. Look out for that when I send the newsletter the day on Tuesday. Look out for that in the newsletter so you can vote for your favorite topics. So if you're watching the show, wherever you're watching the show, there's going to be a link below in the below the video to click to join the newsletter, to get notified and get to vote for the Power Hour topics, and to be able to go look at the past Power Hours. But that's going to be a fun one to cover because it's got the ability to build an actual app purely by prompts. So it's not a Power App. It's a totally different app building thing. This people one looks interesting. I'll try that and then we'll wrap it up. Joelle, it's pretty interesting, huh? Are you noticing all these new things popping up in Copilot?
Yeah. All the bar on the left and like, what is going on?
All these new agents. Yeah.
It's cool. It is interesting though.
So it's got some meetings. So when I go to people here, it's got a couple of coworkers listed. I've got a child's basketball game tomorrow in my calendar, and I've got a meeting with Joelle. So it's just showing like coworkers and what's going on with them. But then I could ask questions. So think about how companies always want to have a company directory, right, Joelle? Like we've come across this 100 times in our consulting, like give us a company directory. And it's like people just want to have a directory that they can print out and stick on their billboard or something in their desk. I'm not sure why. But this is one of those things that you don't need a company directory. You don't need to have a hard-coded list of people. You can just go to this people thing and just ask it a question. Just say, find so-and-so, or who's an expert on this? And it's just interactive, just using prompts. So it's another great agent that you'll be able to use, that just kind of one of those things that just makes your day a little bit easier. And you can click on people and you can see topics. This is, conversations that I've had with this person, and it gives you just an interface into, I can go quickly chat or call that person, just whoever kind of I drill into here, and find out what's been going on or what they've been working on. All right. And, when you think about seeing, what people have been working on, some companies, Joelle, don't they kind of freak out and completely turn off all SharePoint search. When they see some of this stuff, when they see like, what files has so-and-so been working on, have you come across them where they'll just turn the whole thing off? Like, and then you can't find anything?
Not anymore, but there still is like a panic. Like there's like, they come to me in a panic a little bit, like, well, I can see this, like, so there's a lot of like conversation and like that has to happen about like, no, there's this and that, and like kind of just having those conversations with them and making sure that they know that you have to be careful with who they're sharing with, how they're sharing, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, so
there's an initial freak out usually.
Yeah, and when you've got AI in here, it's the exact same concept of SharePoint permissions and people using search. So if somebody can go to SharePoint search or any search in Microsoft 365 and find something, you're only going to be able to find things that you have access to. So if you find something, if you see something in your search results that you think you shouldn't see, it's because the person in charge of that file incorrectly set permissions on it. So the same thing's going to happen with Copilot. If people can find something in search because it's got the incorrect permissions, don't blame Copilot when they find it when they're, clicking around in Copilot, because it's all about like that user training and that user, those site owners and people using OneDrive all understanding, and make sure everybody understands what they're doing when they create a site, when they share files. And when you make a SharePoint site public, that means everybody in the company is going to have access to the files in there. So like, it's really a matter of, a lot of that is education. So don't blame the technology. Just make sure your people are educated on governance and how to make sure that they're sharing things correctly. So, all right. Well, that was a fun little dive into a couple of Copilot agents. We have Power Hour every Wednesday at 11 Central. So check out iwmentor.com and click the schedule link at the top of the page to find out when the next Power Hour is. And also we have, currently we have our big Cyber Monday sale going on all week this week. So it's going to last a couple more days. We have a training plan called Ultimate, and for a yearly plan, you get 40% off. And so this is our biggest sale of the year. It only lasts this week. And it's a really good deal because you get all of our courses. It's like, I don't know, 15 or 20 courses on all these products: SharePoint, Microsoft 365, Copilot, Power Apps, Power Automate, Teams, Forms. And it's we have really, really extensive advanced Power Apps and Power Automate and SharePoint content in there. And so it's over 45 hours. And you also, Joelle and I, our whole team, we have a live Q&A every 3 weeks where we talk to you and talk about any technical questions you have about the courses, something you're trying to figure out with a flow or in SharePoint. And those meetings are really fun. I think we have another one in another day or two, but yeah, so check out IW Mentor, check out our Ultimate plan, and Power Hour. The next Power Hour is going to be next Wednesday. So see you all then. Thanks, Joelle. Bye.